You know how they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. I used to hate that saying. I used to think people could change if they truly regretted what they did. But I learned the hard way. Some people don't change. They just get smarter at lying. I was with him for almost 3 years. The first 2 years felt like a dream. Or maybe I just convinced myself they did. He was everything I thought I wanted. Funny, confident, and always knew how to make me feel like I was the only woman in the room. He used to call me his peace, like I was the thing that calmed his chaos. I clung to that idea that maybe I was special enough to keep him grounded. But then the mask started slipping. A late-night call here, a random message there, new names popping up on his phone that I'd never heard before. And when I asked, he always had an excuse ready. She's just a coworker, or you're overthinking it. And like a fool in love, I believed him, because believing him was easier than facing the truth. Then came the night I couldn't deny it anymore. He left his phone unlocked on the counter, and for the first time, I didn't hesitate. I looked, and what I found shattered me. There they were, messages with multiple women. Not just one. Not just a moment of weakness, but a pattern. A habit. A double life. And what hurt most wasn't the cheating itself, it was the way he talked about me in between those messages. Like I was a burden. Like loving me was an obligation. He begged for forgiveness. He cried. He said he didn't want to lose me, that he was a changed man. Against every bit of logic, I stayed. I told myself, people make mistakes. That maybe he'd learned. But the thing about broken trust, it never fully repairs. You can patch it, you can pretend, but deep down, you always feel the crack. For a year after that, I tried to live with that crack. I smiled, I laughed. But every time his phone buzzed, my stomach twisted. Every time he said, "I'll be home late," I froze. And I knew it. I was no longer living. I was waiting. Waiting for the next betrayal. And it came. Of course it did. One night, I saw messages again, this time from a number not saved in his phone. A woman, younger, flirty. The kind of tone that only comes from someone who knows they've already crossed a line. And when I confronted him, do you know what he said? He looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're gross, always snooping. That's why I can't stand you." That was the end. I walked out, no tears, no screaming, just silence. Because silence hurts louder than anything you can say. I promised myself that day, I'd never be the woman who begs to be loved. Life went on. I moved cities, changed jobs, met new people. 5 years passed, and one random evening, while scrolling through Facebook, his face appeared in the People You May Know section. Same smirk, same confidence. Only now, he was posting photos with another woman, his new girlfriend. They looked happy, perfect, picture perfect. At first, I scrolled past, but then something in me paused. I wasn't angry. I wasn't bitter. I was just curious. Did he ever change? Did he ever grow up? Or was he still the same man who couldn't stop himself from ruining something good? That's when the idea came. It wasn't planned. It wasn't even revenge. Not at first. But I created a new Facebook account. A fake one. Different name. Different pictures. Someone new. I crafted her carefully. Smart. Kind. Not overly flirtatious, but interesting enough to catch his attention. Within a few days, I sent him a friend request. He accepted. And just like that, the game began. At first, I played it cool. A few comments on his posts. A like here, a reaction there. He noticed me immediately. Men like him always do. He messaged me first, of course. "Hey, you look familiar. Do we know each other?" Classic. I replied, lighthearted, teasing, polite. And within days, the conversations became regular. He told me about his amazing girlfriend, how happy he was, how mature he'd become. I laughed behind my screen because I could already see the cracks. He was still fishing for validation, waiting for compliments, testing boundaries. And I gave him just enough to keep him hooked. Weeks passed. His messages got bolder. Compliments slipped into his texts. You have such an amazing smile. I feel like I can talk to you about anything. He even started complaining about his girlfriend, saying she didn't understand him like I do. And I thought, there it is. The same cycle, the same excuses, the same man. Then, one night, he crossed the line completely. He started flirting heavily. He described, in painful detail, what he wanted to do if we ever met in person. Every word was filth dressed up as charm. I didn't even have to bait him. He dug his own hole. When he was done, I paused. I let him feel comfortable. I let him believe he was safe. Then, I asked, what would your girlfriend think if she saw these messages? He froze. I could feel his panic through the screen. His typing stopped, then started, then stopped again. Finally, he wrote, "What do you mean?" And that's when I sent him the truth. A screenshot, his messages, his words, his fantasies, and beneath it all, my real name. Remember me? I wrote. You once called me gross. There was silence. Then wait. Is this? But I was already gone. Account deleted. I didn't need to see his reaction. I didn't need to know if his girlfriend found out, because she would. The truth always finds its way out. That night, I didn't feel triumphant. I didn't feel cruel. I felt free. Because revenge, isn't about hurting someone, it's about reclaiming the power they took from you. And for the first time in years, I had mine back. Now, when people ask if I believe cheaters can change, I smile. They can, I say. But they usually don't. And if they do, it's never because they want to. It's because life finally caught up to them. He wanted to play games. I just made sure he finally lost one.